not plan to spend my career photographing politicians. I had no interest in politics growing up. I developed a love of photography in high school, taking pictures of my friends, and after college, I worked for various newspapers as a photojournalist. I realized I wanted to give back and make a difference, and I felt photography was an effective medium to do this. I could educate people and show them what was happening in the world. After meeting my husband, Vince, we moved to Washington, D.C., while I worked for the administration of President Bill Clinton and Vice President Al Gore. It was initially only meant to be for 1 week, which turned into 100 days, which turned into 8 years, and that was my first introduction to political photography. It was an eye-opening experience. It made me realize how hard people at the White House work and how much they actually care. There are a large number of people working there, dedicating their lives to making government work for those who need its help most. It was inspiring, and eventually it led me to the Obamas. I first met Michelle at her home in Hyde Park, a Chicago neighborhood. As she sat at her kitchen table, balancing her checkbook, checking her BlackBerry, and talking with her daughters, Sasha and Malia. I was there on assignment, spending a few days with Obama for time. She was exactly what he said she was: strong, gorgeous, funny, and wise beyond her years. She told me we are big on hugs in this family and welcomed me into her home without question. She warned me that my profile of her husband was going to make his head bigger than it already is, adding fondly, "Whatever you do, just don't put him on the cover." We did. I was simultaneously awed by this amazing woman who seemed to balance her career and family so easily, and frightened by the reality of what a presidential campaign would mean for the Obamas should her husband decide to run. There was no doubt in my mind that she would be an incredible First Lady, or that he would be an extraordinary president. But I felt a gnawing sense of dread. Here they were, both so down to earth and completely obsessed with their kids. They had what seemed like the perfect family life. That same day, after the family served themselves cereal for breakfast, I took a picture of Obama washing the dishes with the girls. I couldn't help but feel that this life would soon be gone. There would be no more washing dishes, no more balancing the checkbook at the kitchen table, no more dropping the kids at school. All simple things that we perhaps take for granted until they're gone. After 8 years with Vice President Gore, I felt an innate desire to swoop in and stop this family before the madness of a presidential campaign could begin. The whirlwind built slowly. We spent time in those first few calm months in vans driving across Illinois. There was no security detail, no entourage, no frenzied media. It was low-key and relaxed, just Obama laying the groundwork. The image I took of him in October 2006, shaking hands with a couple through their car window, epitomizes the simple, honest, grassroots campaigning of those early days. The couple had rolled down the window and said, "Aren't you that guy? You're Barack Obama, the senator, right?" He loved talking to people and hearing what they had to say. He was naturally friendly and outgoing. And with no staff or Secret Service to restrict him, he immediately introduced himself to the couple and started up a conversation. I got the impression that this ability to greet people and talk comfortably with anyone was something he cared deeply about. Later that same day, on a phone call with staff in Washington, D.C., he emphasized that the workers out meeting the public needed to be people who loved to engage with others and who really cared. Some people would only ever get to meet his staff, so he wanted them to be a reflection of him, of his empathy, and his ability to listen and build a rapport. It didn't need to be about politics. He had a genuine interest in what people thought, and he enjoyed simple, everyday conversations with strangers. He had a way of making people feel